over at the mammal department of the collections of Naturalis, and I'm standing in front of a gray-cheeked mangabey, which is a primate species that occurs around the Congo River in Central Africa, and this is its skull. Now what's cool about this is that a lot of these materials were actually donated to the museums by zoos, and I actually studied the zoo populations of these animals in one of my researches, meaning that what I'm holding in my hand right now actually comes from an individual that provided me with some of my data points, which is pretty amazing. So GaiaZOO, a zoo in the Netherlands, actually manages so-called stud books of these mangabeys, so of the grey-cheeked mangabey, but also the closely related black-crested mangabey. And a stud book holds all the information about the animals that live in or have lived in the zoo community. So when and where they were born, if they moved between zoos at some point in their lifetime, how many babies they raised, and also if and when they died. And we call this life history and demographic data. And together with my co-workers from GaiaZOO and also the University of Wageningen, I recently published a paper about this demography of these mangabeys. 100% yes. Zoos, museums, universities, they can work together on different fronts. So for instance, the zoos, they can donate materials to museums to be displayed or to be preserved. But also we can work together to study the animals at the zoo, their population biology, their genetics. And besides that, we can help each other to research the natural biodiversity surrounding the animals. For instance, here, when our co-workers from the Understanding Evolution group were sampling the soil in Artis to search for fungi and other organisms. I'm not even sure where to start. I mean, I work in a museum and a university, but I also have connections with the zoo community. And I think it's important, especially because of the educational value, so we can learn from each other, but we can also learn from nature in our own ways, right? We learn different things from preserved specimens in museums than from living and breathing animals in the zoo. So we gain insights from different angles, and we can combine this information to improve, for instance, the animal welfare, the management, or breeding programs. Well, basically, it means that we are all simply curious and cheeky monkeys ourselves, right? And monkeys, they work together. So the zoos, the museums, the universities, but also our funding agencies, companies that we work with, and of course our visitors. We all kind of chase the same overall goal. We want to be amazed by and to study and protect nature and its biodiversity. So if that's not considered important, I don't know what is.